Good morning. My little baby hairs are always poking out here. I think I made it worse. Good morning. Alright, I hope everybody had a great weekend. We're getting ready for our daily message from the Quran.
No. Go back. Go back.
Yeah.
Well, she was acting.
What is it that you're doing at home with your friends?
Alright, let us begin. Alright, I was actually up quite early this morning, but let's just wait till the daylight fully is arisen before we begin our daily message here. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay, we have two longer verses. Good thing we're up right on the precipice of 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we can go ahead and write these out. This is from Surah 49. And this is an interesting surah. It's Al-Hujarat. Hujarat, which means the inner apartments. Translates to the inner apartments. And my thumb or my finger was right in between section 2, lines 11 and 12, which are a little lengthy, so we'll spend some time reading them and then writing them out. I know sometimes the typing ASMR as I'm writing them can be a little tedious, so always feel free to go ahead and skip 10 seconds to get through the typing portion. Can you see my friend? Yes, you can see my friend today. This is the big friend. The biggest one of them all. Yes. Alright. So let us read what this says. Surah 49, Al-Hujarat. And it reads, O ye who believe, let not some men among you laugh at others. It may be that the latter are better than the former. Nor let some women laugh at others. It may be that the latter are better than the former. Nor defame, nor be sarcastic to each other, nor call each other by offensive nicknames. Ill-seeming is a name connoting wickedness, to be used of one after he has believed. And those who do not desist are indeed doing wrong. O ye who believe, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion in some cases is a sin. And spy not on each other behind their backs. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? Nay, ye would abhor it, but fear Allah, for Allah is oft-returning, most merciful. Alright. These are great verses. Really gives us a good theme about, we've been talking about, how to live life and how to live it well. And this is what this contains here, especially when associating with others. Very important. Talks a little bit about backbiting and things like that, literally backbiting, with a interesting piece of imagery. Let me go ahead and just spend some time typing with two hands. I'll get these done in just a jiffy. I have to go plug in my computer as usual.
Jesus' visit to earth in fleshly form 2,000 years ago was to show you who you are, to show you that you are the Son of God. And if you can't see that in Jesus, then you haven't seen Jesus yet. You have not seen Jesus until you see yourself in Jesus. What did I say? You have not seen Jesus until you see yourself in Jesus. I see people right here in front of us. I see that change. He said, look at that. Yet they're all the Christians who don't know what it is and when he's coming back. They all know that. They're just nervous in the service. Oh, he's coming soon. Lord, I hope he comes again. I don't know how much longer I can hold out.
All right. Let me go ahead and plug in my computer real quick. I'll do the second one. Yeah. I like to think that I can type pretty fast, but as we've mentioned before, it's a lot of the punctuation throws me off, and the parentheses throw me off, and the interesting translation of words, throws me off just a little bit. So let me finish this one. O ye who believe, avoid suspicion as much as possible. For suspicion, in some cases, is a sin, and spy not on each other behind their backs. Would any of you like to flesh The best thing is when you guys watch this later, the quotes are already here for you to read and for you to reflect on. So that's helpful. Okay. Alright, pause. I'm just going to see. Ian is doing his own worship right now, so I'm just going to see. I don't know if you can hear it in the back, but it's slightly distracting to me. I'll be back. With kindness.
You're going to have it later. You agreed to wait. You have agreed to defer your blessing. Now don't get mad with me because you agreed to wait. I wrote up here. You have agreed to wait for your blessing.
All right, one more smooth read through, and then we're going to go ahead and break it down just slightly, ever so slightly. We have, O ye who believe, let not some men among you laugh at others. It be that the latter are better than the former. Nor let some women laugh at others. It may be that the latter are better than the former. Nor defame, nor be sarcastic to each other. Nor call each other by offensive nicknames, connoting ill-seeming is a name connoting wickedness, to be used of one after he has believed. And those who do not desist desist are indeed doing wrong. O ye who believe, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion in some cases is a sin, and spy not on each other behind their backs. Would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? Nay, ye would abhor it. But fear Allah, for Allah is oft-returning, oft merciful, or most merciful. Alright, so just taking a look here at line 11, it's very clear in saying not to embarrass one another, right? Do not laugh at one another, especially if somebody did something perhaps silly, right? Perhaps they made a mistake or something like that, and it's kind of funny, perhaps. But we are not to encourage the further embarrassment or the further mortification of our brothers and sisters. Okay, this applies to men and women as stated, and it's really saying those who are doing the laughing, it's the person that you are laughing at that's actually more of an improved person than the person that is laughing. So it's actually saying, yes, definitely do not be the one to be laughing at others, but also encourage others not to do the same. Don't let your other brothers and sisters go ahead and put themselves in that position. So saying to discourage. And also these sarcastic or the ill-seeming nicknames connoting wickedness, those are not good. Offensive nicknames, it's saying. So sarcastic nicknames are a little bit different. Like when I put on my hijab in the morning, Ian will call me Mother Teresa, and that's okay because there's no wickedness in Mother Teresa. It's a little bit silly, and I do agree with him on certain notes. Alright, so it's not connoting any wickedness, so it's not offensive to me. But the nicknames that connote wickedness, so a lot of the times we'll curse at each other, or we'll say like a cruel name. Really, I can only think of like curse words. You see this a lot in comedic things like comedies and things like that. People will poke fun at each other and call each other nicknames that are really ill, and they connote wickedness. That is honestly the best way that I could use to describe it. Usually thinking of like curse words that people call each other in lightheartedness, that is just a big no. Especially using that after you have believed and after you are transforming yourself, it's best not to go ahead and infiltrate your growth with these ill words, being called one or calling others the same. So definitely a no-no. Just be very careful when we are making fun of each other. We want to make a joke. I know comedy is a big pillar in American lightheartedness, sometimes in other countries as well, but just be very sensitive to each other, more sensitive than you think you need to be as a believer. Okay, and O ye who believe, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion in some cases is a sin. So in this, right, we all, as part of human nature, come up with suspicions, and we have suspicions based on our past experiences, moving themselves up or becoming, I should say, past experiences that are unhealed or unresolved. We have suspicions that come with us throughout our life. So the best way to thwart that is just to avoid it. Okay, I know we like to go with our gut feelings on a lot of things, but some of them are just unwarranted, unhealed, trauma-related situations that we can take actually a look at the root, and we can try to figure out why we might be feeling a suspicion. But to go in and follow a suspicion and try to bring it to fruition and see it through and prove yourself right, because that's all you're really doing, is you're proving yourself right and you're proving somebody else wrong. That's what suspicion is, proving yourself right and somebody else wrong. So you can look into the root, that's acceptable, but when it comes to following a suspicion to try to gain some kind of proof for yourself and possibly to defame somebody else, it's often a sin. And I know it's difficult because we like to, go with our feelings, but it's really best to just go ahead and heal the root of that feeling and live and let be, right? Live and let be. I know we see things on social media that rub us the wrong way and things look weird, and it's easy for us, even easier now, to get caught up in suspicion because of the way that we're so interconnected with everybody around us. On that same note, right, I know we like to look on social media pages and spy on each other behind our backs, but it's not even people that we may know, right? They're possibly influencers that are entertaining to us. Just be careful with that, because sometimes we can get caught on just a little bit too much time doing so, and it can become a little bit eerie. I'll just put it like that. It's a little eerie, but again, it's a very easy trap to fall into today. Just be knowledgeable that, like, oh, I've been looking at this person's page for a good 30 minutes. I should take a break. Even 10 minutes sometimes is enough with some of these influencers today. So, just take a load off, don't stress yourself out. I know entertainment is entertainment, but that is one of the things we need to be very careful about as believers, right? Use your filters, okay? Think if that's the best thing for you to be witnessing, and go with that feeling that might be a little bit harder to make, or that decision that might be a little harder to make at the time. Move along with that and try to avoid intermingling too much. And it says here too, would any of you like to eat the flesh of his dead brother? So that really does come out of infatuation, but almost like a jealous infatuation, right? Like these social media influencers, we'll just put it like that. Would you be so infatuated with them and so interested of them that you'd like to eat their dead flesh? No, of course not. That is disgusting. So it's kind of like that same, we're just putting that little parable in there to let you know sometimes time is too much time. Of course, if it is an acceptable subject, right? If it is an acceptable subject and you're really interested, saying you're watching something religious, saying you're studying like a prayer or a theology, go for it. But if it's more in like a vain discourse and it's purely for entertainment, I would try to refrain as much as possible. But again, Allah is oft-returning, right? He will always come back to you. He will always remind you. All right, this message, let it be a reminder as well, and also a reminder of His mercy. So it's not like you're condemned if you do any one of these things at any time, because He forgives again and again and again and again and again. But it's very important just to go ahead and take note and be acknowledging of the spiritual systems working behind us and keeping us on the right path. If you get a little nudge or something like that, don't ignore it. Definitely take heed during this time. So I'll leave you guys with this. I appreciate you listening. We are getting into our book of Nehemiah. I don't know, I have to look at the word again, the pronunciation of Nehemiah. But he is a cupbearer of one of the kings of Persia, the one that Xerxes or something like that we've been reading about. We're going to go ahead and get into his story and his telling of events. Let me go ahead and think of a title. I know we covered a few different topics here. Mind. I'm just going to say mind our actions and words. Mind our actions and words. And I'll let you guys go. I appreciate the patience with me this morning, and I appreciate the support and the listening, and it really does give me the motivation to come on here and share and make this commitment to myself as well as to you all. So it makes me very happy. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Thanks. Bye-bye.